The book Pure Worship of Jehovah, Restored at Last is a beautifully illustrated discussion of the Bible book of Ezekiel. It was published by Jehovah's Witnesses in 2018. It also closes with a summary of clarifications, or updates, made to our understanding of Ezekiel in the book. There was a significant clarification or update though about Tammuz that was not included in the summary of clarifications, but was only revealed in a footnote. When discussing the women weeping over Tammuz in Ezekiel 8 verse 14, its footnote reads,
"There is no factual basis for the claim that Tammuz is another name for Nimrod."
This update is important, and it implies that another update was made as well. By officially and clearly severing the connection between Tammuz and Nimrod, something else was also discarded. Can you guess what that was? Tammuz and the mystery of the missing cross. The other thing that was discarded is the idea that Tammuz was worshipped with a cross. While not directly discarded, the identification of Tammuz with Nimrod always came with the idea that Tammuz was worshipped with a cross, because that identification came from the book The Two Babylons that Jehovah's Witnesses used for years, but no longer do. Thus, by severing one connection, the other one was automatically severed too. This connection that Tammuz was Nimrod, and worshipped with a cross, was clearly made in the previous book on Ezekiel, the 1971 book, The Nations Shall Know That I Am Jehovah. On page 151 it stated that Tammuz was represented by the first letter of his name, which is an ancient Tau, that was a cross. The sign of the cross was the religious symbol of Tammuz. It continued, "How scandalous it was for those Israelite women, on the pavement of the inner court of Jehovah's temple, to be religiously weeping over the executional death of Tammuz, in reality over Nimrod, a mighty hunter in opposition to Jehovah." Identifying Tammuz with a cross was repeated in Vine's dictionary, which was likely copied from the Two Babylons, as they both made the same point that the T of Tammuz was his cross. But this identification is very dubious, for there is no archaeological support for it. But some may object and claim that there is indeed archaeological support that Tammuz was worshipped with a cross, and show this image as proof. However, its identity remains elusive, and those crosses around him are only stylized vegetation and are not religious symbols. If anything, they better resemble clovers, not crosses. The museum displaying this image has a plaque describing it, and it makes no mention of Tammuz or crosses. Thus, the point stands that there is no archaeological support that Tammuz was worshipped with a cross, and therefore the Two Babylons and Vine's dictionary are wrong. Thus, it is definitely significant that the Pure Worship book did not mention cross worship or depict it. One final point nailing the coffin shut on identifying Tammuz with Nimrod is that the Pure Worship book said that Tammuz is a Mesopotamian deity and is called Dumuzi in Sumerian texts. What is not pointed out though is that Dumuzi is listed in the Sumerian king lists as living before the Great Flood, while Genesis 10 places Nimrod after the flood. Also, Dumuzi was not worshipped with a cross. So, the mystery is solved. This is why Tammuz is no longer identified with Nimrod and cross worship. The cross of Tammuz, then, is in the rubbish bin of history.